Hello and welcome traders at this Bitcoin technical analysis video. The volatility on Bitcoin was absolutely fantastic past 2 weeks, I would say, and especially past week. And I want to show you how I was trading it, especially when we started bottoming out here, why I was going into the big longs and I was guiding the group to hold the longs, to add to longs, to have bias to the upside. And this is the result, 10% move here. You will see every single important post from me, how I was treating, these entries here. You will see what tools I was using and so on. It's super important for you. I'm making this public, so you can actually see how we are trading in a Discord. There is no other group like guiding like this, I just know Bitcoin because I trade only Bitcoin. That's my bread and butter, right? So let's start with it. And I will be starting video with one important thing. If you are beginner, advanced or expert trader, doesn't matter. You need to understand auction market theory and range rotations. Let me show you examples what was happening here so you understand it fully, and then we will focus on here. First of all, from 13th of May, Bitcoin was trading this beautiful range here. We were trading it to the upside, to the downside. It was very easy to trade after liquidity grabs. But you can see what happened here. Just from AMT perspective, why it's AMT so important to learn and understand? Because you can predict moves, and you will not be in the dark asking yourself what's gonna happen. AMT is guiding you always. You can actually estimate, predict and expect moves before they happen, and it's like green and red lights for you when Bitcoin is doing certain things. So you can see what happened here. We've lost the range here, we've lost the val here. Yes, so your odds started to rise. You will take liquidity from this low, but also from the overall range. But the pivotal lows usually serve for people, for retail and for other traders, as they put stop losses below them. So that's why you need to watch them. You can see what market did. We took liquidity. For the liquidity, of course, we are watching the liquidity tool. You can see this was the breakdown from the range. You see, heavy volumes here, heavy stop loss volume, heavy liquidation volumes here, red and yellow colors. Yeah, they represent the higher volumes than usual. Also, those are very old notes, which I'm showing you for the which we're building from the 18th of May at least. Yes, so you see what was happening, and in the end, you find the bottom. And I just want to continue with AMT, and then we will focus on here, and we will go step by step. So you see what happened. We actually reclaimed back to the range. There was small range actually here happening. That was perfectly fine. We've had the point of control scalp here as well. That's perfectly fine. But here was pretty important. Important region here, because it was the VAR of that range, and it was warning you, if you don't hold here and you don't start getting acceptance a bit lower and change market structure, market was warning you the big upside might come. Why that was very likely? Because you see how many highs we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4 highs very close together. Market has no problem, so people have stop losses and liquidations behind the low, behind the highs, here, also here. So for the market, it's very easy to cascade of it over the over these highs, and you just don't have much resistance here. Yeah, you already this point of control we already traded. Yes, so that was also done. So from auction market theory, your only level to trade after we run liquidity was the VAR of that range here, and you see we've got rejection. That was our scalp here. In the end, you left this range, so market was telling you, okay, I'm much stronger, I don't find value here, and we've left this range. So what do you need to do? You just need to zoom out, right? And what do you have here? Look at here. You have another pretty important range which was lasting from 26th of April till 7th of May. And you see we were trying to get acceptance, but we've got only the wick there, and we are rejecting because we've got resistance here. But I will go over this at the end. But for the longs, this is also take profit area, because you had just moves were happening from also this big part of the move is from the weekend, so people are taking profit after 10% move is logical, because if you don't get acceptance into this range, you will again focus on these ranges, on these rotations. And that's how you can, that's how market is giving you green light and red light, what's going to happen based on auction market theory and all these rotations. If you start to leave this range, you will then focus on this range, which we want to trade val, point of control at VAH. And also this is like more local, so you are doing these more local ranges, but you need to be aware of the big range, and big range is over here. Let me show you. So you see what is happening. So this was also, this place was also warning for you. If you start pushing up, you are getting accepted into the major range, which is lasting from 18th of March till this moment. So market was warning you, and you see next logical target behind the liquidity from the local range, and after you left the local range was the point of control and high volume node market. You see how much time we spend in this high volume node, a lot of time, so we can actually spend some time here. Again, high volume nodes are usually like magnets, and they, market usually finds the balance in the zone. Distribution can start nicely, between bears and bulls. So, and if you leave this high volume node, if you have enough power, then yet again you will be focusing on this VAH, of this range. But this range is a bit more important than this big range, because this is the most, this was the range we are trading here, and this is the neighboring range, the main neighboring range with similar volume and time. So this range is like overriding this range, and this is your very big focus. Yes, it is more important than this one. Okay, and now I will be guiding you, and I will be showing you how I was treating this. So first of all, I will be returning back to this range. So yes, we've lost this range here. We knew liquidity is behind these lows here. We use liquidity tools, of course, so we don't need to guess. We see big estimates, pretty precise. We see liquidations and stop losses. You see yellow and red colors here, which is showing you the volume, the potential volume for liquidations will be high. And you see it's confirming each time. Like you see, we are diving here, massive volume, another dive, massive volume, liquidations and stop losses getting hit with this volume. So yes, this is very precise. You need to understand liquidity in your trading. And now when we arrived here, we were ranging here, we took another scalp here, and after that I said in the group, I'm expecting another scalp trade at least, but because we have this was the final liquidity over here. Let me show you. I'll be showing you each pose I was making, so you see my thought process. Let's go here. So we were ranging above this major liquidity node, and I was already saying for very aggressive scalping you need to mark end of those nodes, because someone was asking. Yeah, let's go further. And here was my main liquidity trade idea outlined. So I will be looking for swing failure pattern into the last part of the liquidity. It will depend when we do it and how much open interest will be sucked in. Yes. Okay. Let's go there. You see what was the post? This was the marking here. We were aware we have this, this was the pivotal, this was very important low here. And I think, not just think, a lot of people around the world were expecting, we will get beyond this low and we create big swing failure pattern. But it never happened, yes, because actually the liquidity from this range was ending here. So this is another reason why sometimes you don't get swing failure patterns, because liquidity is just ending a bit sooner, yeah. The market damaged and destroyed 90% of people from this range already. So there was not much reason to go beyond this low. Yes, you will find some stop losses behind, but this range liquidity was much more important, yes. So if you don't see swing failure patterns, watch for liquidity. Sometimes these setups are happening. This is repeating. If you have enough liquidity grab, which happened, then the volume was very big here, so it was exhaustive. So our trades here started as scalps, but they start to become day trades after we see more evidence, and I will be showing you my thought process and evidence there. Yeah. So let's go here. This is also important. We are using TRDR in our day-to-day trading, and we are seeing order books. Look here what was happening. There was, to the upside, the pressure was 409 bitcoins, 90 bitcoins on the order books. And to the downside, we had 1,400 bitcoins. Yeah, so the ratio was skewed heavily to the, the limit orders were providing us this beautiful range. And we know in the group, when we are using these bands and we have statistics for it, there is very high chance you will be ranging or you will bounce and it become day trades, or it can even start rotating ranges. So we want to see the bands. They are making things easier. I also see this in Tradinglite. But yes, this is making trading a lot easier for us if we are seeing the bands as well. Okay, let me have a look. Yes, before we went for that liquidity, I was showing you I was happily scalping this. Yes, look at here, local market structures, golden zone, very simple, just market structure. The market structures are really key then with AMT. And I was also telling the group a lot of longs in this mini range. So once market puts them in danger, this will come into play. And what will come into play? It was the expected liquidity grab. What was important? Market usually always is looking for the liquidity from the people, yeah. And you see a lot of people are longing in that range. So when you go down, when you dive down, I always like to see. We had fuel from the local longs as well, so they were pressuring. So we had liquidity not just from the medium time frame, people getting stopped out, but also local people trading that day were also getting stopped out. So we had like double pressure to the downside. Yes, so that was beautiful. So we had fuel. Okay, let's go further. And the key long idea is starting to play out. So I said this is the last counter trade scalp long for me before main low. I done it with limit and market order. End of liquidity sniper entries. You see, I almost like entered at the lows. Beautiful reaction, even added after take profit one. Yes, I was entering at with the both accounts because if I see some sign of strength, I can. I can play scalp like very more short term, but day trade I definitely want to keep because I want to rotate this small range here or even higher range if we start to change market structure and so on. There was some evidence which yes, I will show you. So and this was great. So after we find the bottom here, yes, we found I will be showing you some sign of strength which are happening, but also the order books change character and you see heavy spoofing arrived. Now spoofing cavalry arrived over 12,000 Bitcoin on Binance. So when I saw that, I can be much more patient in my longs, yes, because I'm seeing doesn't matter if these walls are real or not, they have psychological impact on the marketplace. Some people can start thinking this can be some people who miss the lows, yes, or doesn't matter. The spoofing itself has a major psychological impact. Let me show you here on how it was looking. Okay, over here. So you see this was our main bottom. Oops, let me go. Need to go a bit further. Yes, here. Yeah. So major low placed in. Now we are seeing heavy spoofing, and once we started like pushing up, the spoofs were gone. But it doesn't matter. Markets kept their structure. It was like not bleeding down. The local uptrend started. That was great, and these spoof limits, they fulfilled their purpose. So that was great. Made you more patient. You could be even adding when you see them with this wall here on the technical level. It was fantastic. Let's go further. Yes, and I'm saying in the group, glad to see these guys are still there. If these longs I'm building work out to be, it will be biggest winning trades this month. Yes, so I was happily adding on a pullback. Not just scalp, day trade accounts as well. So that's what I was saying. I'm just sharing all what I'm doing, right? Okay, and now we have the sign of strength to keep me in the longs. I was posting it a bit back because I was babysitting my positions. So you can see what was happening here. So we had this high volume exhaustive move down with big limits absorbing that, and I'm seeing we are doing local swing failure pattern, so we are returning back to this range. That's first sign of strength for me. We reclaim this level with very high velocity, which is so important in our trading. You want to see market out of the balance. You want to see fastest reactions, ideally VIX, but that was also great. Like, there was heavy like global buying. Everybody was buying. If you listen to global tape on aggregate, then you know, and you were hearing these people buying. I was also buying with them, and you see we've kept above. We never start to lose this low here and potentially like change the local market structure down. We were staying above, so that was first key thing for me to see, you know, as a sign of strength. Then you see the high volume event, right? So these were liquidations and stop losses from people on local time frame from this, which I was showing you just in Exocharts, and then in the from the medium time frame. And once you reclaim this, once you reclaim initial point of selling, then it's sign of strength as well for you. This applies to not just Bitcoin, but to many markets in the world, initial points of selling, because it's showing you potentially you can actually, because when you have these high volume events, you also have like aggressive traders entering with market orders, and they are getting trapped. So market, you know, reclaiming this is sign of strength for you, because these people can get trapped, and also the market is telling you potential move down. Reason was just to take liquidity, you know, to create this swing failure pattern. So that was another sign of strength. So we are very locally or 1 minute time frame, we are changing market structure. That's nice to see, but you know, this is much more important to take out this high here. Another sign of strength for me was holding. So we have this nice range here. You see AMT importance again coming in for you here. So you are retesting the val of the range and you are holding it, so you can, so that's really great, because you have another traders entering, they are adding to their positions. Me personally, I was not initiating new scalp, but I was adding to my current position, so I was raising my entries. But you know, that's great, because I also have pressure on the market, even if I'm adding on already current position. So fantastic, val is holding. And now, you know, if you go to chart, let's go to 5 minute time frame. Let's turn off this. Let's turn on the signs, so you can see it zoomed in. So what was happening finally? So first we've got the equal highs here. There was nice liquidity. That's why you see the spike here, because people were not stopped. This was like more like visual swing failure pattern, but liquidity was building behind these two highs. So you see, and market also like started to do this, yeah. So local change of market structure, but this high was very, very important to take out. So finally taken out, liquidity taken, and now you have the on higher time frame. You also have the potential change of character. Now you find the bottom here, and on bigger time frames, on 5 to 50 minutes, you're also changing market structure. So it's always starting from smaller time frame, and this sign of strengths are also like keeping you in patiently in longs, yeah, along with AMT and technical analysis. So that was fantastic. Let's go further. How I was, you know, guiding myself and the group in the positions. Building longs we've done. So let's go further. Key market structure to overcome. Yes. So this was our most immediate resistance area. If we reclaim this, I said this is going to be green light for the market to continue higher, because it is val of the bigger range, and it's also a very important market structure here. Let me show you on the chart. 50-minute time frame. Oops. This area was supply and demand zone in the past, so very important for me to breach it. And then okay, we are ranging here, and this is like decision point, yeah. So I love to see that so we are ranging here, and we have only two options here. Market can go up and down, so, and decision was to go to the upside. That's what I want to see. Very important market structure zone reclaimed. Bitcoin is super volatile. You can't just trade level market structures. You need to have zones, yeah, because Bitcoin is just loving zones, yeah. And this scenario never happened, so that was fantastic for me. This kept me in the day trade and scalp longs further. I got more patience because I got another green light from the market. Okay, let's go further. Okay. Yes, and you see what is trading about. So trading is about planning. As I say, planning is everything. Doesn't matter how much Bitcoin moves. I'm always ready where I want to step in and potentially get some nice reward ratio for my trades or new positions or take profits. I was already outlining for the group. You see, we started to leave this range, leave this small range here. We are changing market structure. I already said this is going to be area of interest for me. It's very, very easy to see why, because we've got a lot of liquidity here on local levels. We've got two highs here, also liquidity behind them, and we've got the high volume node with point of control. So I was saying we might get swing failure pattern into it and then reject. That's what happened. So I said into the liquidity above that, depends on reaction, eventually fill inefficiencies above when we reclaim point of control. I was already preparing group what's gonna happen if we get trade here, which we've got, and then what's going to happen after that. I'm seeing future, but it's not so hard to do this because we know how market functions on the most basic level. Yeah, so I was saying after we reclaim point of control with high volume node, eventually we will fill inefficiency above when we reclaim point of control for previous range rotation. So again, AMT is telling you there will be, if you reclaim this, your VAC will be target. Yeah, so that's what I said there. Let's go further. Let me show you that rejection so you can see it happen as I said. Via local. Yeah, that was my trade idea, so you see. Go behind these highs into the point of control, reject, and we've got beautiful, more like scalp and plus day trade short here. It was good hedge for your longs as well in case you start to lose these lows here. But my bias was to the upside. I was telling group for the past few days my bias will be to the upside. I will tell you at the end of the video why, because it was also fundamental reason. So that played out. Let me show you the liquidity which was waiting there. Oh, we need to go to the right and zoom in. Yes, so you see we've got this range bound environment for some time here. At least it was taking at least 1 day. So. And now we've hit this point of control here, and we stopped out most of the people from this range. The most aggressive sell-off, 26,900. And that was our top here. Perfect. Oh, let's go further. So this played out, I just showed you. Now very interesting thing was happening as we were breaking out. Now you see we've got this trade played out, this point of control, and we started to feel inefficiencies here, which I was outlining. They were waiting over here and waiting over here. You need to understand inefficiencies because the market loves to fill them. Yeah, and after you fill them, you can get another trade. And I was pointing out in the group. Nice to see spot inflows are changing character. I always like to see larger delta from spot than from perps, and if you compare to previous activity, it is significant increase. Yes, let me show you in our CVD template. Let's go to 5-minute time frame. Over here. Yes, here we are. So if we zoom in, so you can see this first column here is delta spot. Yes, and you see when we are, heading down, do you see any big demand in spot market? No, we are seeing actually the volume, the delta to the downside is much stronger than to the upside. There was not much demand here. Yeah, this was the main event which opened positions for us, like open road to open positions. And you see what is happening here. This is fine. This is first big increase in delta, and it's much larger actually than delta from perps. So this move is heavily led by spot. That's what I like to see. Sometimes we have the push. Look here. This was decent spot demand, right? But this was the delta from the spot market was much larger than the spot. So then you've got the pullback here. But you see, here was very different story. The spot demand was changing character. This was the biggest increase in spot delta for the past few weeks. If you zoom out, look here. You can go back. This was really big event. So I like to see the spot is entering, and I don't want to see losing this spot. You know, when the spot is pushing here, I don't want to lose this local up wave here, because if you lose this is going to be sign of weakness for you, and you can actually scare away the spot buyers as well. So they might be selling Bitcoin back. So but we've held this. So this was very, very important area to hold. We've got you see the golden zone here was holding on the pullback. Perfect. These people are safe. And the rest, you know, rest is history, massive pump. So, and you see what is happening. This uptrend is pretty strong because the spot demand is there. It's so different to this environment where we had nothing, you know. Let's go back. So you see I was posting in the group core entry for the scalper and day trader. Some take profits. Yeah, I said this is the minimal target I have from this position. Look at the reward ratio. That's how you trade. 10 to 1 reward ratio at least. That's just crazy. Okay, let's go further. So as we were pushing heavily up and we were getting acceptance into this range, point of control was traded. We've got another push rejection from the golden zone, but you know, this golden zone is pretty much in the middle of the nowhere, and it's also in the inefficiency area. What is inefficiency area? You have the low volume node here, single prints. You also see fair value gap here. So a lot of traders are seeing that inefficiency, and they know it's not real resistance where you have no volume build up. Yeah, so this golden zone position was not great. Always think about where are the golden zone fips. Yes, if they are alone, they are not so strong, right? So it's pretty easy for the market to push over this and find real resistance at the trade area where we have much better things. We have naked daily here, we have the VAC of the range, we have the daily naked point of control, and also we have the look at this anchor VWAP. This is measuring one of the main downtrends. Rejection here, another rejection area. So we also have this anchor VWAP coming down as a confluence, and we have the strong order blocks here which were changing the market structure, waiting in the area. So you have a lot of confluence here. It's not just set alone golden zone here. Yeah, you have a lot of things at the place, and this is the area where you set alerts if you are a day trader, and you will just wait for the alert. So you can take the battle where you want, not where you know is market pushing you. Well, this. I don't know what is Discord doing. Oh, okay. It was keyboard. Okay, so yeah, I outlined the trade area, and you can see on the chart we've got at least 0.6% scalp here. Yeah, so it was more than a scalp. Market was pretty strong, but you've got this guaranteed trade. I actually took it with pretty large size, so it was I made good money even if it was like 0.6% move, because this was major confluence for me, and I knew also the longs will be taking some profit here. So you've got multiple forces there. Okay. So that trade played out, and you also had, so this was the main big range here, and you see this was the last, I said in the group, this is the last short scalp for the bears. It's very obvious why. Yes, we have this anchor VWAP was also, this is the main uptrend. Anchor VWAP was rejecting us many times. So again, it gave us, it had a bit of power to give us one more scalp short. Also naked market structure here. But once you go over this, once you go over these highs, it's over, because you will start to see cascading effect. I have the folder for that. Let me check trades. Yeah, so we were having this trade from the trade area, and I said in the group they need to turn on the song cascade, because that's what happened here. This high here, this high here, and this high here. These two highs were very easy to cascade liquidity further, and this high as well. So a lot of people, you can see the liquidity over here. Yes, this move here went over all three highs and took out most of the liquidity. We've left a bit of it, and then we've started to go over much more. This is also a sign of strength. So if market wants to reverse from the liquidity, it will stop here and start rejecting, changing market structure. If it goes beyond, it's telling you it might have a lot more fuel, a lot more genuine demand on the spot market, and the move here was not just for the liquidity, but a genuine break up and pushing over. So liquidity can also give you this information as well. Very important. In the end, we stopped out here. This was the last trade I was taking. I was telling that to the group. Look at here. You can see I predicted most of the moves, and it's not that hard if you understand technical analysis and how market works and all our tools. I was saying today areas to watch. So for me, 28,312 for the swing failure pattern, and then circuit areas for scalps at least, and trade areas for nice scalp and day trade. So this is also showing you future trade areas for you. I expect day trade here, day trade here. You see the first circle here, monthly volume naked point of control. This played out, and then another area of interest is here, and also here where we have a lot of confluence. So far we had like 2% rejection, which is not bad, which is great. Look at here, 2% rejection. That's fantastic. This order block also played out. We are still within 7 weeks high volume node. Now I want to see. Let me show you. This and this. So for the most bullish scenario, I would like to see the range inside the high volume node, and then we can rotate higher for our trade zones, showing you. But it's more likely we actually go for deeper pullback. That's why I also took major take profit here. You can see why this is also like AMT reasons. Yet again, we are rejecting entry into this range. The shorts are entering. I entered short, so I know the shorts are entering, and also longs are taking profit because we are rejecting entry for this range for now. And it's also high volume node, so there could be, ideally we do range here, but I think it's more likely we do deeper pullback first. This part of the moves were happening. Look at here. This is the this is the Friday is ending here, and we have the low volume on Saturday. Usually weekends are super low volumes, so Saturday was pushing up also with the Sunday, and the weekend moves are easily faded, right? At least some part of the moves. The market did really overstretch, over 10% move. So yeah, it will be much more healthy when we do deeper pullback and we test this previous range here, even point of control of it. But I think market will be much more stronger, and it's gonna focus on this val here with the market structure support here. And I need to do technical analysis charting today, so I see more support build. But the move up was very aggressive. That's disadvantage of it. You made a lot of profit in short time, but you also are not building much support on the way up. You have not much support on the way down, so that's pretty sad. Yeah, it's very inefficient move up, very aggressive, but low volume. Yeah, you see most of the activity of the weekend was very low volume. Only those pushes were like on liquidations. Open interest was heavily declining, so yes, the pullback will be healthy, and you can be I'll be looking for buying the pullback, the decent technical zones. Also, no financial advice, or these videos are just for education and entertainment. So one more thing at the end I want to tell you. So I will release video in 1 to 2 days, probably in 1 day, where to see the pullbacks, where to see good pullbacks, and we will go much in detail for the short areas. Yes, because I need to do big charting today or tomorrow. And one thing I want to say, why my bias was to the upside. When we go to the group and we search keyword bias, even when I had local scalp shorts, bias to the upside is prevailing. My long bias since Thursday is paying off. In and outs plus adding. Day trade long bias still continues. Look here, for a few days I was just preaching, and I was saying I have long bias. It's so important because you can be patient in the longs. I was showing you technical reasons why, but another reason why it was pretty straightforward, it was the stock market. Look at here. So you can think Bitcoin trends alone, but it's not trading alone, definitely not. It's following stock market. When Bitcoin started to bottom out, the stock market also started to change character, change market structure locally, and it was also, they were going hand in hand. This started with Nvidia massive 25% pump, so stock market really went up like crazy. And there was fundamental event. This was the debt ceiling, so I was informing group few times each day about this, and I said it's very unlikely the US will not approve debt ceiling, and once there will be sign of approval, I expect Bitcoin, I mean like stock market and all risk on assets where Bitcoin is included, I expect move to the upside. And that's what happened. Move to the upside happened, and because it happened over weekend, we could trade this mainly on crypto. So that's why also Bitcoin is moving like heavily up, because as I said, markets are closed today. People can trade, and crypto can people who want to trade debt ceiling approval can trade it on crypto. And if you zoom out, you see what happened. Bitcoin just did what is most of the time doing. It catched up to the stock market, to the dollar. Yeah, so you see if we are zoomed out and we are locked in with the ratios, and you see Bitcoin was lagging compared to stock market a bit. Yeah, so you see with this move here, they catched up. They catched up, and that's when Bitcoin is also like topping out here at the moment, like locally. So yeah, pay attention. If you trade Bitcoin, you need to watch stock market as well. What is happening there? Because the stock market is dragging Bitcoin up and down. It's big influence. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope it was useful. It's showing you can predict market well, you can do expectations, you can affect your bias with the tools and strategies we are using in the group. This is the only way to trade when you learn from professionals who are real traders. See you in the group. Bye bye.